Hello. Welcome back to part 2 of our TMBT Media Las Vegas podcast. Live from Las Vegas. Part 2 tonight. We have Walter Jackson from South Carolina, Jeremy Block from New Jersey, Derek Reynolds from Nassau, Bahamas. You guys, if you will, Walter Jackson, call out your social media one more time so that everyone out there has the proper way to contact you for more information on who you are.
Okay. Facebook, Walter Jackson III, 3 eyes. The picture is a picture of my brother. It says RIP Trap. Instagram, same thing, Walter Jackson, 3 eyes, same picture. Snapchat, Walt_Daddy with 3 eyes. And Twitter, Walt Jackson 3 eyes. So all my social media, with the exception of Snapchat, gonna have the same picture of my brother. So anybody that want to reach out to me on any of my social media, just hit me up.
Good. Jeremy Block, same for you, my brother.
My Instagram handle is my name, Jeremy, Jeremy, last name Block, Block, and my number 2. You can find me on Facebook as well. It just says Jeremy Block. I'm more reliable on Instagram, but feel free to contact me on each platform.
Good. Derek Reynolds, you as well, my brother.
Yeah, man. I'm like I said, I'm kind of stuck in the Stone Age.
Right. Good. Yeah. No worries. We have ways to pass along your messages or whatever. Everyone can send them to us here at the radio station.
Absolutely.
Right. My email is milton.bell@miltonbellbasketball.com. Twitter is @the Instagram is the Milton Bell Team. Facebook is Milton Bell Basketball as well. So any messages for any of our players past that have been on here or future that will be on any one of our clients that anyone wants to reach out to that has messages of inspiration, please pass them on to us. You guys can reach us also at area code 702-908-1501. Text messages, whatever you have, any fan mail from overseas or whatever, please send it in. Let's talk a little bit, guys. Let's talk a little bit about some of these NBA trades. We're here in Las Vegas currently. The NBA Summer League is going on here. It's been going on since the 5th. A lot of Zion Williamson talk here in Las Vegas, of course. He's on ESPN. He seems to be everywhere, right?
Yeah, he is, man.
Jeremy Block, we were just joking you before the program. You were saying that you were a diehard Nets fan, and now you guys have just built a super team going forward. Talk to me a little bit about yourself, your love for the New Jersey Nets, like they used to be back in my day, and talk to us a little bit about your favorite NBA team, what you guys are doing in New Jersey, the buzz. Let's talk some NBA. Let's switch it up. We've been talking a lot of overseas basketball and high school basketball. Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's being that we're live from Las Vegas, let's talk about your New Jersey Nets, Jeremy Block.
Well, I gotta be honest. I mean, I was never on board even with them going to Brooklyn, but I guess you could thank Jay-Z for that one. I was always, I was raised in a house to be proud of where you're from, so I think that relates a lot to, being a Nets fan. They could have been the Washington Wizards and they moved to Jersey, but as long as I was born, around the New Jersey Wizards, I would have been a Wizards fan. So, I mean, a lot of these kids, bandwagon and they pick their teams because they got their favorite players. I don't know. Just me, I was based on you should be proud where you're from. remember your roots and just, embrace them. So I guess the Nets were a part of that for me as a kid. But like how you said, building a super team now in the future, they just picked up KD and Kyrie Irving. I'm skeptical. I really am, because you had a consistent D'Angelo Russell who just made his all-star. Averaged 20 points a game, was a true leader for this Nets team, stepped up in maturity and game-wise compared to what LA had. That was a big transition for him. He went from a kid to a man. You saw that. Right. And the fact that they just dumped him off for a guy who single-handedly destroyed the Boston Celtics' morale and a guy who just tore his Achilles, to me that means it's nothing for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, torn Achilles is not a broken arm. I mean, we all know basketball.
Right.
That is not something to just say, oh, we won. It's like, you know what? I really don't know about that, because now Golden State has another scorer. So now Steph can drop to the 2 until Klay comes back healthy. So to me, right now, they won that trade. Right. But for the future, it'll be good, hopefully. I'm trying to keep, some positivity for all Nets fans, including myself. But right now, I'm not too confident.
Good, man. Good. We talk pro basketball all day. It's what I do. It's either some of my coaches and I were sitting around talking NBA, or we're talking on the phone with overseas coaches. It's something pro basketball related daily. It's who I am. It's what I do. Derek Reynolds, talk to me a little bit about your favorite NBA team. I'm coming from Bahamas. Talk to me a little bit. What are we bandwagon jumping? What are we doing here? Are we Jeremy Block that's been loving the Nets since he was a kid? What's your situation here with NBA basketball?
Well, it's pretty simple in playing with me. I was born in Miami, and I'm a die-hard Heat fan.
Oh my God!
Ever since 2006, when Wade single-handedly won that championship. I wouldn't say single-handedly, but I think he scored 13 points in the last 2 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. I just been a Heat fan really since then, and I have faith in them. I think that Jimmy Butler might have an MVP season. He's a great defender. And if we get Westbrook, you could just go ahead and put it in the bag, because it's just another championship. And I also like Pat Riley, one of my favorite GMs. I'm liking the Heat right now. I'm loving the Heat and what we got going on.
Derek Reynolds, my next question is, do you hear your brother Walter Jackson in the background?
Oh, yeah, he know what time it is, how I get down, man.
He's making all type of noises. The people who are listening don't understand. Just before we went live, you guys were going back and forth. Walter Jackson, let's give you a chance, brother. Give you a chance to. We'll give Derek Reynolds a chance to whimper in the background when you're talking. Who you rolling with? Who's your NBA team? Who do you like? NBA Summer League. Who do you like to win the NBA Summer League here in Las Vegas? Talk pro basketball. Let's switch it up a little bit. Talk NBA basketball for a minute.
Okay, first and foremost, I want to give respect to Jeremy, because what he said about his team was an accurate and excellent analogy about the Nets. So first and foremost, I want to say that. Second of all, like you know what I'm saying, I love my brother to death. Jimmy Butler was a great pickup. They gave him the max, $142 million. And just say they get Westbrook, they went from with Jimmy Butler, they're going to make the playoffs. I give them that. They're going to make the playoffs. With Westbrook, depending on what happens in the East, they could be a second round, maybe third round, and they might make the third round Eastern Conference Finals team. Depends. But myself though, I've been a diehard Laker fan since I was 10 years old in 2000 when Shaq and Kobe won the first one. I've been a diehard Laker fan since. I'll admit we ain't make the playoffs in 6 years. Okay, but you know what I'm saying. We couldn't make the playoffs last year, but LeBron got hurt, and when he got hurt, we was third in the West. But now we have him. But now he's 100% healthy. We have Anthony Davis. Let me say it again. We have Anthony Davis, have the best power forward in the NBA. Then we just, you know what I'm saying, and then we just making a whole bunch of free agency signings. We still got Kuzma. We just We just re-signed Rajon Rondo, Avery Bradley, Quinn Cook. Basically we're coming out the West, so it's basically going to be whoever comes out the East versus the Lakers in the NBA Finals. As far as that goes, because Golden State, them, it's a wrap. That dynasty's over with. So I just really don't see who else can match up with us. Who else can match up with us in the West? I just really don't see it. But as far as Summer League go, I don't have a Pacific team. I'm rooting for in Summer League, but I'm rooting for certain guys in Summer League. Underdog guys that people aren't talking about. Guys like Devontae Graham played at Kansas. He plays for the Hornets. Guys like Dwayne Bacon played at Florida State. Plays for the Hornets. Miles Bridges played at Michigan State from the Hornets. I'm a diamond in the rough type of guy. I like top guys, but I look at guys who really got to go through that grit and that grind to get attention. Not saying that most people don't want attention, because me myself, I don't like attention. I'm gonna make you watch me either or, whether you want to or whether you do want to. So I'm an under the radar type of guy. So those three guys specifically, I've been watching myself because I know a friend who knows all three of them personally. So I'm rooting for those three guys itself. But as far as back to the main team, never been a bandwagon, diehard Laker fan. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm asked this question. I'm old school, right? Of course, you guys know this. I'm old school basketball. We're in Las Vegas. I have not been to the Summer League yet. I plan on going probably tomorrow or Wednesday. My prediction, right? So this is my first time that I'm going on record. I'm in Las Vegas, so I'm making my prediction on my NBA champion for the year, right? NBA champion this year will be LeBron James, Anthony Davis, right?
Preach, Pastor, preach.
Let me tell you who my starting five would be. If I was Frank Vogel, my starting five would be LeBron James at the 1.
Okay.
I would have. I would probably have. No, sorry. At center. Let me go back. Let me start over. At center, I would have JaVale McGee starting. At power forward, I would have Boogie Cousins. At small forward, I would have AD. At 2 guard, I would have I think they have Danny Green, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Danny Green would start for me at the 2. LeBron James would start for me at the point. That would be my starting 5 if I was Frank Vogel. Of course, I'm not. That's such a with the guys that they have. Of course, all due respect to KD and Kyrie in Brooklyn. KD to me is going to be a year out. He's not going to be able to play for a year. I don't think they make the playoff. I think they make the playoffs with just Kyrie coming back with what they had. The head coach for Brooklyn is one of my TMBT brothers. Kenny Atkinson, who played at the University of Richmond. So this coming season, I think Golden State will make the playoffs. Maybe bounced out early. Golden State will cease to exist. With one fell swoop, KD leaves, Clay gets hurt, Draymond and Steph can't carry them back to anything, right? So, this particular year, I think LeBron James comes out of the West, Greek Freak comes out of the East. No, sorry. Philly comes out of the East. LeBron James comes out of the West, wins it all, right? Who do you
Amen.
have? Jeremy Block, who do you have winning the whole thing, the NBA championship? Who are you going with?
You know, it's so tough to predict right now for how early it is. I mean, we're still trying to see, you know, who's getting a contract from the summer league. I like to spread my eggs out instead of putting them all in one basket. I don't know if you guys heard that saying before, but
Of course, yeah.
you know, I want to say the Lakers. I really do, but LeBron's, you know, approaching 35. You know, his averages will go down.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not going to see Miami LeBron. That was a time that's now passed, unfortunately.
Right.
I just don't see another team that's going to stand in their path. Frankly, I'd like to see Boston match up against them. I think Kemba will bond very well with
I agree with that.
this Boston offense. I mean, they're young, and they'll have Kemba, who's an experienced scorer. I mean, he had Charlotte on the top of his shoulders.
Right.
So, I mean, that could be a very, very interesting combination that people tend to forget about. So I would like to see Boston, you know, prevail and then take on LA.
Right. I must say that my dark horse favorite is Philadelphia. Philadelphia, I think, will come out of the East. I don't think they have enough to beat LeBron, AD, Boogie Cousins. But with the addition of Al Horford to that Philly lineup, now you have your 4 and your 5 that shoot threes. That really balances out to me, because people bash Ben Simmons that he doesn't shoot the 3. He's primarily a penetrator, layup, dunk guy. That balances out the floor because he can pass to his 4 and 5 who are now open shooting threes. So it's a great balance, great chemistry, if I'm making any sense, because you're one who normally on a team, right, your 1 can shoot a 3, your shooting guard can shoot the 3, small forward, power forward doesn't shoot a 3, the center doesn't shoot threes. Well, the Philly makeup is a little bit different. Ben Simmons can't shoot threes, but the center, Al Horford, and the power forward, who will be Embiid, shoot threes. So it's a little bit different dynamic. I don't think they can beat King James coming out of the West. I don't know. We'll see. We will definitely see. It'll definitely be interesting. I like Kemba Walker. And the young guns in Boston. But like Jeremy Block said, Kyrie Irving left that squad for some reason. Something wasn't right. Clearly something's not right. I think they are one piece away from... They need somebody to go there. They need a big man presence. They need Boogie Cousins is who they really need. They need some type of inside presence, because I don't care who you are. Toronto, to me, had it all this year. Toronto had Serge Ibaka. They had Marc Gasol. They had Kawhi Leonard. They had veteran point guard Kyle Lowry. They had sharpshooter Danny Green. So Kawhi Leonard, don't count out the Clippers. I'm not saying that the Clippers, PG-13, I don't know. Derek Reynolds, what do you think about the Clippers, bro?
Oh yeah, they're going to be solid. They're going to be really solid. I like them. They have the 2 best defenders, and the 1 and the 2, at least top 5, and Pat Beverly and Paul George, and in Kawhi. You can say three of the best defenders in the league.
Nobody cares about the JV team, B. Nobody cares about. It's like in high school. It's like in high school. You don't brag about playing JV. You brag about playing varsity.
Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it. But I know one thing for sure. I'm rocking with the Heat. I agree with you guys saying about the Lakers and all that. but I'm rocking with the Heat.
Y'all haven't won a championship in 6 years.
But brother, hear me out, brother. We got Pat Riley. We still got Pat Riley. So don't forget about that.
Y'all haven't won a championship. Y'all haven't won a championship in 6 years. After LeBron left, that was y'all last time ever in life of winning the championship.
You will be surprised what's going to happen in the next couple of years. I know Westbrook comes.
Here's my next question for you guys. How long, if ever, Jeremy Block, will start with you, does Zion Williamson win a championship in his NBA career?
Are we saying just based on him being with the Pelicans right now, or are we judging him as a player?
Well, we're talking Zion Williamson because everywhere you walk around Las Vegas, you see his jersey. He's the number one pick. I think he's sitting out for the rest of the summer league. He's the hot guy, hot topic. What's your opinion on him? Does he win a championship where he is? What's your opinion on his game? What do you give me your pro breakdown of Zion Williamson?
I mean, first things first, I think people who don't really even know basketball can say the guy's a freak athlete. I mean, there's a big battle, philosophically with the ideas of nature versus nurture. And this guy has nature. I mean, this is natural talent we're watching, and he's just worked on top of that natural talent. So, he's a great competitor. I mean, he's fierce, on the court, it's game over. That he's got the kill in his eyes, you can see it. He's a great slasher, great rim protector, knows how to run the floor, especially for a guy his size. He dribbles like a shooting guard. It's very, very scary. And the fact that he's a lefty. Lefties are slicker, smoother, deadlier. So, these are just all little things that add up to make him a fierce competitor in general. I don't know about a championship. I really don't, because there was a lot of players who I thought were so diverse in their own game and they never won one. I thought John Wall was due for a championship when he came, and he didn't do anything.
Right.
Zion could just be an ultimate animal in his career, but he might not get anything tangible for it.
Right. Walter Jackson, let's talk Zion Williamson. He's a monster, brother. We saw him the other night in his first game. He had, 5 dunks. The NBA is different, man. Pro basketball is different. You have to be able to shoot, dribble. It's different. If you can't do those things, people will expose you. What's your, give me your pro opinion of Zion Williamson.
I mean, the same thing that people say about Ben Simmons. No disrespect to anybody who don't know or knows basketball, but I mean, the eye test tells it all. Like the same thing that people say about Ben Simmons, talking about he can't shoot. He still averaged almost a triple-double and was an all-star. And if you look at players like Rajon Rondo and Rod Strickland, they never had a three-ball ever in their game, and we see how them two careers done turned out. Rod Strickland is one of the most underrated point guards that ever played in the NBA. I never known nobody to average 18 and 12 and never make an all-star team. But if you ask any player growing up in the late 80s or early 90s and even early 2000s, Rod Strickland was a dog. Same thing with Rajon Rondo. For a guy that can't shoot a jump shot, and in the scout report, he can't shoot a jump shot, but somehow he still averages a double-double or triple-double. I mean, basketball is really what you want to do. I mean, you can have a scout report on whoever, but at the end of the day, if they're that great of a player, they're still going to do what they want to do. People say they haven't seen anything since Zion Williamson. I think that's a lie. I think Zion Williamson is you can compare him to Larry Johnson. When Larry Johnson came from JUCO and went to UNLV, he was basically that dunking, strong, athletic. Larry Johnson really didn't develop his game till I want to say he got with the Knicks. There he developed ball handling skills and he developed the jump shot. So I think over time, as long as he develops his ball handling and a jump shot, he'll be fine. Now, winning the championship, it depends who they put around him in New Orleans, or if he end up going to another team later in his career, who he plays with or whatever, depending on the championship.
Right, right. Derek Reynolds, same question. Number one pick overall, Zion Williamson. He's a monster. What do you say when it comes to his pro potential? Will he win a championship? What do you think about the combination of Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Drew Holiday? I don't even know who else they have. Did Josh Hart go with them as well?
Yes, sir.
What do you think about that? That team. What is it? What do you see from the number one pick? Clearly, he has something special. What's your pro prediction on him? Derek, you still here, brother? We may have lost him.
I'm still here, guys.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm still here, guys.
Yes.
I think Zion is a future Hall of Famer. I think you guys are not looking at the big picture with this guy. He's about 300 pounds, and he's a defensive wrecking ball. As far as the championship goes, I feel like, with that being said, injuries might play a factor. So who knows, what's going to really happen as far as the championship run. But I think this guy's a Hall of Famer. He's about 300 pounds. He can shoot the three ball, athleticism through the roof. And there hasn't been a player exactly like him in NBA history. So you guys have to think about that as well. And never underestimate somebody's heart, will to get better. And I think Zion has that will, to get better. So he will improve in the areas that he lacks,
Did you not see Larry Johnson at UNLV?
I know, but Larry Johnson wasn't 300 pounds, bro. Larry Johnson wasn't a defensive monster like Zion.
He was
Did you see how we played a
South Carolina, right? Right, Walter Jackson, South Carolina kid.
No, Larry Johnson was South
No. I'm talking about Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
South Carolina.
Yeah,
South Carolina kid.
But bro, his two weaknesses are he can't really handle the ball like that, and he can't shoot. He's not like I'm not saying he got to be Steph Curry, but he's not a volume shooter. He's not a player that's gonna come down and off a screen and roll. He's gonna pull up for a jump shot, or he's gonna come down and give you a hezzy pull up from three. He has to develop a jump shot, like a consistent jump shot, just period, and get better at his ball handling skills.
This is mind-boggling to me, people, because here, be careful. Walter Jackson, born and raised in South Carolina, and he is describing his opinion. I would think that most people from South Carolina would have a biased or a blinded opinion. Walter Jackson actually sees it a bit like I do, and so I applaud him for not defending the young man. Of course, he's just his first year playing pro basketball. I'm sure he will work on those things, but I'm very impressed, Walter, to hear you not be repping your state, one of your players, because I think, like Jeremy said, it's obvious that he's not the finished product. We're talking about an 18, 19-year-old kid. But if you let society and you let the media, which we are a part of, you would think that he is a finished product instead of a 18 teenager still that's going to take his bumps, learning, living, experiencing life, ups and downs. So I hate to hear grown-ups talk about young kids and talk about them like they are adults. We have to realize, which most of the time we don't, that's one of the bad things about switching from playing basketball to the media side of it, is you have to report your opinion. And so sometimes people's opinions, words can be harsh. So by no means are we speaking illy of him. I think just for the record, we all are saying that he is a freak of nature, will be one of the best to ever do it. But right now, of course, he's going to have his trials and tribulations. As we all had, you guys are having as well. I had to go through that process. We were talking about it earlier on this program, that transition from college basketball to pro basketball, to where everyone is feeding their family with this orange basketball. Everyone is taking it seriously. I think we talked a little bit on it in part 1 of this program, but let's go back to kind of talk about that transition that Zion Williamson is making from college to pro basketball. Jeremy Block, talk to us again about your transition and what you are learning, or one thing that you learned, the difference in college basketball and pro basketball.
There was a lot to get adjusted to, like how I mentioned before. I'm going to use the phrase again, keeping your game clean, crisp, smooth, to the T. There's not much room for mistake, trial and error. In high school you can get away with those things, but, stepping on a college court, you got kids, that are twice your size, matching up with you, that are faster, but they're playing, a 4 or 5 position, running the floor like a deer. So, you really just got to be ready to go, get your head, in the game, just keep ready. So I guess the big transition really was just trying to do everything you do as clean as you've been doing, but at a faster pace without losing control, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
And that may seem so easy because, these kids do it in a video game, or they can, do it on their phone, but it's very, very different, trying to do a full court pull-up, trying to keep, a full-on steady base in your shot, while you elevate, and then the flick of the wrist and the follow-through, it's the whole, evolution of a process that just you need to, keep attending, and not forget.
Yeah, definitely. Derek Reynolds, same question, my brother. What are you learning? What have you learned? Your transition and your process of becoming a pro. Of course, you're in the learning process, but what have you seen is one of the biggest difference from college to pro basketball?
Just the speed of the game. The game don't change. The speed do. The speed is the only thing that really changed during the game. And fundamental plays, it plays a really, really big part. I feel like that's the biggest thing I noticed is the speed. And just taking what the defense give you and having a good basketball IQ is really important.
Yes, true. Walter Jackson, same question, brother.
Basically just to piggyback on what Derek and Jay said, the speed of the game, and, like in high school, you're like that much better than everybody, so you kind of can get away with stuff. But once you get to college, you have maybe like 3 or 4 other guys on your team who are the same thing that you was in high school. So, you really got to you got to really be prepared to, get your mind right and get straight to it. Because in college, unless you play for like Oak Hill or Finley Prep or Mater Dei or somebody like that, in college you can get embarrassed and you can get exposed. So, you just got to be, you got to be prepared and ready. And also, you really got to have a sick. See, most people don't get what I be saying. Like, you have to be sick in the head. Like, you have to have the mindset to not get exposed. Like, like you have to play hard. When you try to play timid or be cool or try to be Mr. Cool or whatever the case may be, then that's when you get exposed. Because, because me, I'm a person, when you have to look me in the eye, like I'm really gonna see if you really what you say you are, because I know what I am. So if I look in your eye and I see another dog, it's gonna be respect. But if I see a deer, then yeah, it's time to eat.
Nice analogy, great. Okay, quick question for you guys. Right, we're in Las Vegas on the Strip. Just looking here at the hotels. Caesar's Palace, Rio, I think that's the Bellagio there, Bally's, Paris, right? Quick question, basketball question. Let's say each one of you guys had $1 million to bet on who's going to win the NBA championship this year, one pick, $1 million in Las Vegas, Nevada, who are you putting your money on, Jeremy Block?
Playing it safe, going with the Los Angeles Lakers.
Walter Jackson?
The Lakers. Please don't ask him this question. Please do not ask that man this question. Please do not ask him this question, Coach. Please. Jeremy
Walter
said
Jackson.
the Lakers. I said the Lakers. Please do not ask that man this question, Coach. Please.
Don't ask him. Derek Reynolds, who you got, brother?
Well, I guess, Walt, you already know I'm rocking with the Heat.
Wait. $1 million, Derek Reynolds, you going with the Heat?
$1 million, $2 million, it could be $10. I'm rocking with the Heat regardless.
Hey,
I feel like we have a strong team.
and I gotta respect you, brother. You going with the Miami Heat?
Coach, let me tell you something about Derek.
$1 million. Wow.
Coach, let me tell you something about Derek. The Heat can have no all-star. They can just have straight role players on their team. Matter of fact, you can go get 12 dudes from the park and put them on the Heat roster, and Derek will still think, "Oh, we got such and such. He's from around the corner. We still gonna win the NBA championship." Like, bro, no, you're not.
Derek Reynolds,
not
one last time, would you like to change your
He's not changing his mind.
Wow, incredible.
Nah, sir, I'm rocking with it. If we get Westbrook, I'm feeling really, really confident. Jimmy Butler's really underrated.
$1
And
million.
we got Bam. We got Bam too. So I'm feeling the juice right now. I feel like we can do it.
Got you, man. Hey, I respect you, man. You kind of like Jeremy with your loyalty thing. I respect it, man. I asked you guys before, have you been watching NBA Summer League here in Las Vegas? What do you guys get from the Summer League? Who do you like, young players? Who's going to win NBA Summer League? Just from watching, I'm sure you guys, like all of us basketball players, have been keeping up. Who do you guys have winning NBA Summer League? Derek Reynolds, I'm assuming you're going to say the Heat again.
You know what? You read my mind. I'm liking how Tyler Hero was playing, and I like that dude from North Carolina too. Kobe White, solid man. Really good IQ, really shifty.
Yeah.
Really, really shifty. Really good IQ. Good off the pick and roll. It's hard to really trap him because he gets rid of the ball so quick. Good shooter. But yeah, I'm rocking with the Heat, and I like Kobe White too as a dark horse.
Good, man. Jeremy Block, who you got? You've been keeping up with the NBA Summer League. Who do you like winning the Summer League?
Frankly, I couldn't give you an answer on that right now. I'm watching all these teams, and they're young. For NBA wise, they're young. They're making mistakes on the court. This is their exposure time to get a contract, so it's a little tough right now. But if I had to give you an answer right now, I really, really like to see the Sixers pull this out.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that. What I saw, I guess it would be last night. I guess Zaire Smith, doing his thing, getting above the rim. Really showed me that he can possibly become a solid member of this, rotation. But in regards to players in general, I like Kyle Guy. He put up a nice game for the Kings, 20-point game. And another shout out to a guy I actually worked out with a lot. Went to Princeton University, Devin Kennedy, who's actually on the OKC Summer League roster. Comes off the bench. I like him as well. Got a very nice three-ball, disciplined player, teamwork-oriented as well. So there's a couple players that, have caught my eye.
Nice,
Awesome.
Nice. Walter Jackson, how about you, brother? Who you liking in the NBA Summer League? Any players caught your eye?
Big shout out, matter of fact, not big, major shout out to Malik Newman. Played at Mississippi State, then transferred to Kansas and had a big breakout sophomore year. He picked up, he struggled at first, then he kind of got his feet wet during mid-season, then in postseason, and in the tournament, he kind of like got loose, got back to the Malik Newman we seen in high school. He's on the Cavs Summer League roster. I hope my man gets signed by somebody because, he's a baller. So, but as far as teams, I'm kind of with Jeremy. It's not one specific team in some league that stands out. Everybody's basically on an even playing field, basically the same. So it's like whoever wins Summer League is like want nobody to be surprised or want nobody to be disappointed because is real. I haven't heard any talks of this team out being more outstanding than this team. So I can't really say on the winner of some league, but as far as a player, shout out to Malik Newman. And shout out to my North Augusta native Malik Dunbar. He played at Auburn. He plays for the Warriors some league team. Malik Dunbar, that's my little youngin. I mean, well, he's younger than me, but he's bigger than me. 6'6", 230. He's a freak of nature, you know. So, you know, shout out to him too.
Good, man. I want to send some positive energy to one of our TNBT pros playing in Argentina now. Isaiah Linton from Chicago, Illinois. One of our TNBT Argentina players. He has been in Argentina playing during the summer season and has propelled his team to the playoffs. So we know he's listening. I want to send a huge shout out to him. He's maintaining focus down in Neuquén, Argentina. A huge shout out to that young man. He's really come in, done everything that his team has asked him to do. He's been grinding, man. No fanfare. This is his first year in Argentina, but he has really done everything that we've asked and more. And he's really making a name for himself. So huge shout out to our TNBT Pro client, Isaiah Zeke Linton from Chicago, Illinois. Really making a lot of noise down in Argentina. We have been getting some incredible offers for his services, so he's making a huge name, and it's kind of what we are hoping to do for you guys. We want to get you playing during the summer season, and hopefully parlay that you can show that your talent is worthy of a contract in the second division or, God willing, the first division. But using that summer season that Isaiah Linton is playing in to kind of show what you can do. Most players want to be at home during the summer. Argentina right now is really cold, man. It's probably about 30-some degrees down there. So Isaiah Linton could very easily be in Chicago enjoying summer, barbecuing, really having a good time. But he's down there grinding, maintaining focus. So huge shout out to him, man. Huge shout out to him.
What's up?
Yeah, man. Huge shout out to him, to Isaiah Linton. We got some more guys that will be traveling with us that will also be a part of our TNBT Media Las Vegas new podcast throughout the summer from Las Vegas, Nevada. Shout out to Keith Jackson, Shaquem Jackson, Kasim Green, all of these young men that have traveled down, Demetrius Ball, Therese Haskins, all of these young men that have traveled down and just represented the company, man. Just have given their all, but understand what it takes to be a pro basketball player. It's not easy, man. Not easy. You guys will be embarking on that journey coming up here for the summer season, and it's a process, man. It's a process that I was blessed to continue for 12 years. I played until I was 40 years old, man. So my dream is for all of my players to play until you're 40. Play until your body just doesn't let you go any further, and you're happy with the time that you've had to be the pro that you want to be. The good thing about it is you will be judged on your work. So if you put hard work in, you will get good results out. You guys hear me say all the time that basketball is 80% mental, 20% physical. So you can't train your muscles and train your follow through and not train your mind. You have to know where you want to go. You have to know who you want to be. You have to know that you want to be one of the best. And so whatever country we are blessed to have you placed in, you don't want to just be one of the guys playing in that country. No, I want to be the best. I want my name to be at the top of each category that I'm capable of dominating: scoring, assist, rebounding, block shots. I don't just want to be one of the guys and just no. I want to be talked about. You want to be feared. I preach domination. Right? What NBA player do you compare yourself to? What NBA player do you think that most, or that plays most like you, or that you try to pattern your game after Walter Jackson? Do you have anyone in particular?
I have a few. Gary Payton, Jimmy Butler, Patrick Beverly, and Amon Shumpert, because how hard they play both ends of the floor. But as far if you needed me to pick one, I would say Amon Shumpert.
Amon Shumpert, nice. Jeremy Block, one NBA player.
One NBA player, JJ Redick.
JJ Redick, nice man, nice. Derek Reynolds, one NBA player that you watch and mold your game after, and kind of see a lot in yourself.
I gotta go Steve Francis. I always loved his game, and I always loved his handles and just his aggressiveness in scoring, and his bounce too. It's through the roof.
Steve Francis, nice man, nice. One more time before we bring our TMBT Media Las Vegas podcast to an end. We want you one more time, Walter Jackson, to call out your social media for our listeners.
Facebook, Walter Jackson III, 3 eyes. Picture will say RIP Trap. Facebook, same thing, Walter Jackson III, 3 eyes. Picture of my brother. Snapchat, Walt_Daddy, 3 eyes. And Twitter, Walt Jackson, 3 eyes.
Good. Jeremy Block, same thing, your social?
Instagram account will be my name, Jeremy Block, the number 2, and my Facebook will just be my name, Jeremy Block.
Perfect. Derek Reynolds, we know, of course, that you don't do Facebook. You don't do social media. Anyone has any questions for Derek Reynolds, they can contact us here at the radio station. Our email is milton.bell@miltonbellbasketball.com. You can also contact us on our website, www.miltonbellbasketball.com. Our Instagram is the Milton Bell Team. Our Twitter is at the Milton Bell Team. Facebook, Milton Bell Basketball. Google us. You can find us. Whatever you need from us, you guys can reach out. We have a lot of players, of course, guys. Jeremy, Walter, Derek. We have a lot of players that don't reach out to us, but they'll reach out to players that they see that are signed to us. So I don't know if this happened to you guys. That's a good thing. That means that other players are considering becoming TMBT pros, and they are asking you questions to kind of help them figure things out. Sometimes you have a buddy. I think Walter Jackson and Derek Reynolds came on together. So if you have one guy or two guys that are going the same way, and one guy has good representation, then he'll say, "Hey, I have someone that can help us both," which is the case with Derek Reynolds, Walter Jackson. But it's just, it's an honor to have you guys aboard, to have you guys believing in what we do, and to have you guys representing our company. From everyone, coaching staff and my wife and family, hey, we really appreciate you guys choosing us and choosing us to represent. That means a lot. We're going to be ending here tonight from Las Vegas, Nevada. It is almost 11 o'clock here, 11:09, which will probably be 2 o'clock back on the East Coast. We're going to let these guys shut it down. We appreciate everyone for tuning in tonight to our TMBT Media Las Vegas first edition of our new podcast, live from Las Vegas, here on the Vegas Strip. We'll be having more podcasts tomorrow, Tuesday, during our TNBT Media Las Vegas Blitz. Please tune in. Tomorrow we'll have some more of our TNBT pros on, talking pro basketball, overseas pro basketball, and just spreading some more positive energy to our youth and trying to use our media company to give back to our youth and to spread our word. So Walter Jackson, Jeremy Block, Derek Reynolds, I really appreciate you guys for hanging in with us, being such team players. We'll be signing off for now. Thank you guys for tuning in.